I've been with Commonwealth for about 24 years.
It's be 23 years in September.
Been here 15 and a half years.
Since June of 2009.
Rolling into my 17th year.
For 19 years.
Since 2007.
For about 10 years.
Over the last 15 years.
I have been with Commonwealth 16 years.
I didn't know anything about Commonwealth prior to coming here. Originally, I was looking to work for a national firm, and when I interviewed with Commonwealth, I was very impressed with the leadership at the time. They were far more together as businessmen and as engineers than any of the other national firms that put satellite offices in communities.
The leadership here, including myself, are pretty driven. Whether you talk to Al Stong or you talk to Brian DeHarness or others, we have driven leadership.
My first impression of the company was it wasn't intimidating in any way. I just felt very comfortable. I've seen other companies undersell. They are putting down the quality of their work just to steal a job. Commonwealth, we stick to our quality. We know the importance of our work, and we know that, at the end of the day, our quality is what comes first.
We're a strong company that was well known in environmental engineering in the state of Indiana. Commonwealth did meet and exceed those expectations.
I think my expectations were very big. I left a very good job to come to Commonwealth. I took a big risk and I learned a ton. No regrets.
What surprised me the most is that engineers, to be effective as consultants, can't just do engineering. You also have to be very versed in regulatory issues and financing issues. The communities look to you and expect that you're able to solve their problem.
The engineering part of it is only half the battle. It's being able to build relationships that last. That's equally, if not more important.
The thing that impresses me most compared to our competitors, it goes back to some of the first questions that I ask a new client, and that is, what did or didn't you like about the previous engineer that you worked with? And a resounding time we hear, they didn't listen to us. We felt like we were presented a product at the end that we didn't have much input on. That doesn't happen at Commonwealth. We are working hand in hand with our clients throughout the development of the project.
They're involved with every facet of the project from the beginning to the end, and they can take greater ownership in the success of any particular project.
We've got individuals that understand the regulatory demands, they understand the financial demands, and they understand the technical demands that are involved in a project.
And I think that allows our firm to be heads above a lot of the rest of our competition in that we focus on the needs of our clients within the state.
As it stands right now, we've gone through changes of leadership in the years that I've been here. The old guard, per se, has left and the new guard has come in, but there's this level of maturity of the company that has allowed the company to grow.
I've seen the retirements of some of the older guard and the injection of new life into the company leadership with promotions and people coming up through the ranks.
We assign somebody coming in through the doors to a project team, a project manager. We make sure that they're exposed to the different areas of the company. We don't just throw them in a mix of people. We don't throw them in an environment where they'll fail. We guide them way better than I think a lot of other firms do. We grow them. We grow them.
Honestly, I can't thank this company enough. When I came here, I was a fresh grad. I started as an accounting clerk, an assistant to an accounting clerk, actually. I did a lot of filing. But over the last 15 years, I am now the Chief Financial Officer. I serve as the Treasurer on the Operating Committee, and I'm the first female stockholder.
Personally, for me, I owe everything to Commonwealth. I started here 15 and a half years ago. It's my career, my profession. I also met my wife here, so my kids, home, everything is related to Commonwealth. I started when I was in my young 20s, now I'm pushing 40, so I've grown as a person, a man, professionally and personally here at Commonwealth.
We are now getting employees who are the upper echelon engineers from the universities.
We have developed a transition plan where young professionals, to bring them in, have them learn the Commonwealth way of doing business. That has been very rewarding. We've got some outstanding young engineers that are going to be very good project managers.
I see the next generation of Commonwealth being stronger than the current generation from an academic standpoint. They just will need to learn the interpersonal skills and the ability to solve problems with the skills that they have.
The benefit is that the client knows that we work as a team. There may be one face that they're comfortable with, but the client is going to know that we have a group of resources available internally, and that if they need to talk to somebody or they need some question answered, they can call in. If they can't find myself, for example, then there's another person that they're familiar with or they know, they've met. As long as the teams continue to get exposure to working with the clients, that tells the client that there's more than one person that they can rely on to get the information that they need.
When you first start out, you meet older, more experienced people, and you know you can go to them to ask any questions you have.
Tracy has been incredible as a mentor, and she gives a lot of constructive criticism and just really helps me to get towards my answer by myself. She gives me all of my resources, and it doesn't matter how many times I go to her with the same problem, it improves every time until we reach a final product. A lot of people say that engineers are very antisocial and they don't really like to talk to other people, and that's not the case here.
Everyone knows your name. They may know your kids' names, what you do on the weekends, your hobbies. I come from a much larger corporation where you're fortunate enough to know the person over the wall from you.
I like the small, kind of family, close-knit atmosphere.
It's a very inclusive environment, so you get to participate in projects from the get-go.
What impressed me the most is the effort to educate the younger engineers, to get them involved with different societies. Very positive environment.
We're very people-oriented, and we choose to really get to know our client.
New generation is always bringing new technologies, anything that helps make life easier for the utilities, the general public. The new generation is going to spur that.
It's been really rewarding, a lot more rewarding than I thought it was going to be, because you see immediate results when you help out communities.
We offer something to the potential employees that no other firm does, and we'll be able to pick up the top talent and be able to maintain that cutting edge.
It's great working here in this office, but the highlight of my day is the interaction, the phone calls, the emails with the clients.
I live in Indiana. I live and work in the communities that I am around, and it's important to me to see quality of life maintained and or enhanced.
Be ready for change, because there's always going to be things changing in the water and wastewater field. We're going to be ahead of the game. We're going to be looking out for your best interests. We're working on committees at the state to stay up to speed on what future rulemaking has in place, and we will be there looking out for their best interest and be able to allow them to plan ahead rather than be reactive.
You know, as technology evolves, Commonwealth is committed to evolving with it as well. Definitely more 3D modeling, engineering software tools that are coming out, CFD analysis.
Commonwealth has an objective to open up a Northwest Indiana office. So in the near term, we're looking to build our client base in Northwest Indiana so that we can open an office there. I'd like our current clients to know that whatever they need, we're eager to meet their expectations. Projects that we do are rather daunting at times, so we'll serve as your guide.
This company will be ran by a group of talented, driven, and young professionals, and I think that really is going to go above and beyond meeting the expectations of our clients.
So there's a future, and the future is our young engineers.